Hey, so driving out to get another transmission put in this truck, and it just barely will go into third. Just spent the last 2 miles luckily stuck behind 3 Mexican guys who wanted to drive like 10 under the speed limit the whole time. So even though I was being tailgated by the guy behind me, it wasn't my fault. Even though it kind of still was, except I can't get the truck to stay in third unless I just barely touch the gas. And I've had a couple of times when it just suddenly wrapped out, almost hit 6,000 RPMs as the transmission was looking for third after I used cruise control. But I'm almost to this place. It's 3 miles away. It's a very bright sunny day, March 16th, and March 16th, and 78 degrees. Oh, my rearview mirror says it's 82. So there we go, trying to get it into third. We'll go around this big truck over here. Now once we're in third, we can kind of baby the damn thing. Just barely touch the gas and get a little bit of acceleration out of it. It goes into first okay, it drops into second, gives you the kick. And it'll drop into third, and if you can keep your foot on it, it'll keep you going all the way up to 60, but if you take your foot off of it at all, it just starts sliding all over the place. And this transmission's always had a clunk. The new ball joints, which the video might be behind this one, was the ball joints. They went in just fine. Everything's great, good to go. Didn't get an alignment yet, but it's because I'm taking it in for this tranny. When I get it back, I'll take it in for the alignment. And heading for the boat. Heading for the boat next month. So new transmission and new ball joints, new alignment. That'll make the drive a little more pleasant. And I got some Tactic bezels, enclosures and bezels to replace the crazed ones in the boat. They don't have any guts in them. They were like a display model with no guts in them, and so I just have to put my guts inside the new case. And I got a new foot pump for the kitchen sink and a shower to go in the hole in the cockpit, so I'll have an exterior shower. I'm not going to plummet this round because I haven't figured out what I'm doing with the water. I want to have, like, the cold water will be salt water, and the hot water will be fresh water, and you won't have any heated or pressurized. I'm trying to keep it'll be pressurized in the sense that I put a pump in each one you can turn on and off, but it'll only be for the shower. It won't be for the rest of the boat. It'll only be so that you can, like, rinse stuff off in the cockpit and rinse yourself off, and no hot water. Going kind of minimalist on that. Slow way down here. Okay, there's second. There's third. See how I did that? That's what worries me. We're going to do it again here when we turn right up here at this light. It definitely engages into first just fine. There's second. See, there's a teeny bit of hesitation right there at second. And this there was a pretty hefty jumped up. At least 300 RPMs before it engaged. So we're going to try to do that again here real quick. Ooh, big chunk. See there, it did it again. Hesitation going into third. And into second's pretty nice, and if I let it off, it'll go into third just fine. Once it's in third, it engages just fine. I was on an RTD bus to go pick this up yesterday, and it was spewing antifreeze. It just reeked of antifreeze. I'm having a hard time breathing ever since. It's like I huffed a bunch of polyethylene glycol. Having a hard time not coughing on the boat, and ever since then I've been clearing my throat like crazy. It feels like I got something stuck in my like right between my lungs. Alright, so it's Thursday morning after getting the truck back on Wednesday evening. He says that it's perfect. Went to second, and there's just a teeniest bit of hesitation. Here's going to be the shift to third. So it just takes a little bit long. But it's only got 35.7 miles on it since I got it back. And so we'll see how that works out. Check out that day. It's some interesting weather for you. Clouds are just barely covering the mountains right here. Right up there on that building, that pink building, you can kind of see as we go by, is NCAR, the National Center for Atmospheric Research. It's a pretty neat place to go check out. But anyway, the trip appears to be on. I'm leaving for the boat next Thursday. Today's Thursday, so it'll be 1 week from today, and actually thinking about leaving on Wednesday night, but it all depends on how much stuff I can pull off Monday, Tuesday before we go, because although I have this camper thing built in the back, I have yet to find a memory foam mattress that I can put on it, or install inside of it. So it's kind of an up in the air. What are we gonna do if we can't find something? And unfortunately, I'm kind of broke. Spent all my money on other things for the trip, like this little crane and this interior, all the wood and screws and drill bits. And so finding a used memory foam mattress, I found a couple of them online that said $40, but when I called, they were already gone. I found one that appears to be available brand new for $75 way down in South Denver, and I might go check in on that one. But and so transmission was not fixed. Didn't work right when I got it back. Took it to a different shop. Might have footage of that, don't remember, but took it to a different shop where they put it on a computer. The computer said that it wasn't getting good upline pressure, so I took it back to the training guy, who said he installed a used valve body. She told me every part of the transmission was new, and and therefore, you know, other than the actual case itself, which turned out to, of course, he went back on, reneged on that story. But I made it about 4 miles at the most before it tried to go into 4th gear and made this loud clank and went out of gear altogether, when basically I had to pull over to the side of the road, where it did go back into drive. And so I was able to limp it back over to his shop, and we were unable to recreate it, but it wouldn't go into 4th anymore. And he laid claim to that being my transfer case, and that's what was wrong. Which, of course, I had no problem with my transfer case when this whole thing started. I use all-wheel drive every time that we have a snowstorm that's nasty enough that 4-wheel drive won't work, but rear-wheel drive isn't keeping me in check. And I've never had any problem with it. My fluid was a good color, so I have no reason to believe there was anything wrong with my transfer case. Anyway, it's sitting in the driveway. It's Saturday, and this all happened last night with the valve body. So I limped it back to Boulder, which is like a 25-30 mile drive. Got it en route. It gave me a transmission overheating error. It's been just a complete headache. So Monday morning I have an appointment at a totally different transmission shop. They have lots of computers and interesting machinery they can stick the transmission on to see if it'll, you know, what it's doing and, you know, what kind of horsepower is getting through it, and what the actual shifts are like to the ground. And until then, I'd already made arrangements. I bought a memory foam, 4-inch memory foam pad from a lady in Denver off Craigslist, and I'm gonna go buy another one from a lady down in, I think it's a lady, it might be a guy, down in Colorado Springs, on my way to Manzanola, Colorado, which is a few miles southeast of Pueblo, Colorado. 2.5 hour drive on the highway at 70 miles an hour. He has a barely used, great condition, fully gone through warranty for, I think he said he was going to give me a 90-day warranty, or you know, something like that. New impeller, rebuilt carburetor, but he just got it out of a boat that was salvaged and fixed it up. But it's a 1970 two-stroke 20 horsepower Johnson outboard with a tiller arm, and one of the last models they made with a mixture adjustment screw on the you know, on the face of it, so that you can just change that around, you know, on the fly, versus taking it, you know, opening up the cowl and adjusting it on the carburetor itself. The guy's already shown me video of it online running in a trash can, and it looks great. Don't see any smoke. He says it weighs a little under 100 pounds, which is, you know, that's more like the weight of a 4-stroke 10 horsepower. So I think it's going to be perfect. It'll give us gobs of horsepower for the dinghy. It actually has a standard, you know, throttle on the tiller arm, you know, versus some of those old ones with a knob that I've looked at, because I was trying to find a decent deal. But in Jerry's truck, not in that great, it's a great truck. It's only got 80,000 miles on it. Basically the same tranny in it, except hydraulically controlled versus electronic hydraulic. Alright, so got the truck back, transmission worked great, made it all the way to Reno, almost to Reno. Ever since then, yeah, good idea. Got the truck back, made it from Reno, or made it all the way from Denver to Reno with it running fine. We took it out to a second guy, or I took it out to a second guy, and that second guy said it was working fine. But we made it almost to Reno. We were 40 miles from Sparks, and it looked down, and we're at 5,000 RPMs. It's what is it? Is today Saturday? Today's Saturday.
Saturday the 17th.
So there's Christine. Here's Hoshi. So it's Saturday. There's no transmission shops open on Saturday. and we don't want to spend our entire weekend waiting around, or entire week waiting around in Sparks, Nevada. So we have been driving in second gear, 50 miles an hour for the last like 5-6 hours now. Got to keep the RPMs a little lower, but we're getting there. We're about ready to cross over, I think, this giant bridge onto the island over here, coming down into San Rafael. It looks like this one we're going to pull onto that giant bridge right here. Must be coming up over there. It's going to be right over there. There's our first view of the bay, right there. So all I have to do is find a transmission shop here in San Francisco, Oakland, Sacramento area, or Sausalito area somewhere, and we'll try to find somebody who can fix this transmission for the drive home in a week and 2 days, or a week and a day, or whatever. I guess it'll be a week. But that's the fun we're having. 5 transmissions. Well, the guy rebuilt it 4 times and replaced the valve body once, and still don't have 3rd and 4th. Terrible. Bye. Here we are at the boat. There's my truck on the tow truck. It's going to be taken by AAA down to San Jose. Some guys that are going to put a used transmission in it that didn't have burnt fluid in it out of the wrecked truck they're taking it from, because it's only $1,100 to have that done versus $2,400 after already spending $1,400 on due to rebuilt it 5 times. I'm relying on some guys from California down in San Jose who have a little shop down there to do it. They just take transmissions out of used cars, or out of used trucks that are in junkyards, or not junkyards, but salvage places, I guess. And if the fluid's not burned, they clean it up and make sure everything's working right. And they just have them in stock, so it's supposed to take 2 days. And with any luck, we'll have transportation in 2 days. What a stressful vacation, huh?